Hello everyone. Today let us see something about how we can add the simple index to a sequence set. So let us consider an example of sequence of blocks. So if you consider this, we can see different blocks over here 1 to 6, right? And then you can see different in one single block you can see different records. So here they have mentioned Adams to Burney record. That means you will be having a number of records in between, but the thing is, first record key is Adams and last record key is Burney. Suppose you have 10 records in that one particular block, then the first record key is Adams and last record key is Burney. So we have listed for simplicity only the first records key to last records key. In the same way you can see in all other blocks also, right? So what we are going to do is how we can search some particular elements from these blocks. So in order to search some particular records, we are going to use simple index. So how we can get the index? We need to have some particular key. That key will refer to that block, right? So how we can select the key? So usually in this particular example what we have done is here, if you see BERNE, that is the last records key, so I will consider that itself as the key for block 1, right? So if your key is less than BERNE, then what will happen? That will be there in the first block. If your key is greater than Burney, then it will be in the second block, right? So in each block we are going to take the last record key and that will be added as the simple index key for that particular block. So Burney is the key for block 1, Cage is the key for block 2 and so on. So Burney, if your key is say if you want to search a record with the key say which is greater than Cage, then it should go to block number 3. If your record is having key which is less than Fork, then it should come to block number 4. So that is how you can use the index in the blocks. So next we can go for simple separators instead of these big keys. Sometimes what will happen, key might be little longer, so instead of that we will consider a small key that we can call it as separators. So need not to have actual keys in the index set. Our real need is separators. So separator is nothing but it is going to distinguish between two blocks. So if you have two different blocks, then what will happen is the separator is going to differentiate between that two blocks. If your separator is for separating that two blocks, so using that separator you can navigate to the particular block when and where you want. Okay, and usually while selecting the separator it should be unique and it should be shortest, so that we need to keep it in mind. So let us take an example for this. So if you consider the same previous example, what we have done is we have taken the separator over here as see this is Adams and Burney record. So here what we have done is BO is taken as a separator between block 1 and block 2. Why BO is taken? Why? Because if you consider the last, if you consider the last record in the first block, that is Berne, right? It will start from Berne. If you consider the first record in block 2, that is Bolen, so it is starting from Bolen. So first characters are same, so I cannot take separator as B. If I take separators as B, it you will get confused that whether I need to go to block 1 or block 2. So that is why I will take BO. So if your key is less than BO, it should go to block 1, and if your key is greater than BO, it should go to block 2. That is how you are going to take the separator. And if you see block 2 and 3, separator I had taken as CAM, because in block 2 the last record is having key CAGE, and block 3 first record is having key CAMP. CA is common to both, so I cannot take the separator as either C, or I cannot take the separator as CA. So I have to take separator as CAM. So if you have taken the separator as CAM, if your key is less than CAM, go to block 2. If your key is greater than CAM, go to block 3. So how we can tell the relationship of search key and separator? If your key is less than separator, you need to go to left. If your key is greater than separator, you need to go right. But suppose your key is equal to separator, that means suppose I have a key with the CAM, so where I need to go? I need to go to block 3 itself, because in block 2 you will get the things which are less than CAM, right? So in the block 3 you will get the things which are greater than or equal to CAM. So if you have a key as CAM, obviously it will be in block 3. So this is the separator between blocks in the sequence set.